You don't believe in me, but you believe in fairy tales. No groundhogs, though. Thank you, Easter Bunny. Do you know the song yet? Happy Valentine's Day. Hi friends, welcome back to Shelby and the Book Club. I am Shelby Monet, and in today's video we are going to talk all things romance in honor of Valentine's Day weekend. I know a lot of you guys found me because of my Eroticas Rex video, but I wanted to give you some more romance across the romance spectrum. Okay, they won't all be super spicy. There are some that are super spicy, but I wanted to give you some that may help you venture out in the romance genre, because romance is fun, and who don't want to cuddle up with a good romance book, reading about two black people hunching real hard? I mean, it is a good time. Okay. So if you'd like to hear it, here we go. Before we get started, make sure you like, you comment, you subscribe. Everything that you need is in the underneath a bar. It's called the underneath a bar because it is underneath the video. Okay, and let's get into it for real this time. These are in no particular order. Okay, first up we have Topaz by Beverly Jenkins. If you listen to the podcast that I have with my book bestie, Jess of Literature Noir Book Club, you know that this is January's pick for our podcast. We're reading this. It is Jess's first time reading a Beverly Jenkins book. I've read a bunch of her books. Topaz is up there on my faves. Topaz tells the story of Catherine Kate, who is a newspaper reporter who is trying to do her best to stop crime and do all this stuff. Whole time her daddy is the one that she probably should be investigating and putting underneath the jail, and because her daddy ain't worth two pennies rubbed together, she ends up in an arranged marriage. It is funny, it is charming, it is like, it gives you the best of both worlds. If you like historical fiction and you want to venture out into romance, I think Beverly Jenkins is where you need to start. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Okay, cool. Next, we have Bow Down by Masterpiece. Y'all have heard me talk about this book time and time again. This one has been on a few erotica lists, okay? This one is the one that is kind of spicy a little bit. It's a little super spicy, okay? This tells the story of Markella, aka Bossy, who gets into a car accident with a very fun, very attractive man who also happens to be a dom. And when the accident happened, she got out of the car talking all crazy to him, and he was like, baby, if only you knew I would make you bow to me. But you don't even deserve to do that with that foul, nasty mouth you have. But if I catch you again, you gonna be on them knees here. That's what he had said. And maybe I said me next. Maybe that's what I said. And maybe we find out that boss is he's not playing with her. Maybe we find out that he is a man of his words, because when he got her, when he came across that heifer again, she had a good old time. I'd like to march in that number with the saints. I really would. Next up we have Only for the Weak by Natasha Bishop. Now, I feel like this book is very polarizing because the subject matter, albeit a romance, is very messy, and I feel like sometimes people forget that it's okay to just get lost in fiction. Like, it's just okay to read a fiction book and for it to be way far-fetched and for it to not necessarily make sense, because we don't always have to be reading to learn something, right? Even though I think there are some things that you could learn from Only for the Weak. I think Natasha Bishop is teaching us some things in here if you are willing to use your brain in that particular way, right? But it's okay to just get lost in it. So this tells the story of a girl who is going to a destination wedding of her sister. Her sister is getting married, and her sister happens to be getting married to her ex-boyfriend. And she has the opportunity to now explore a relationship with, or a situationship, I should say, only for the week with her ex-boyfriend's best friend, because she is single, and the ex-boyfriend's best friend, Rome has had his eye on her the whole time, and like he was actually mean to her for a very long time because he wanted her but he couldn't have her. And she is totally okay with her sister marrying her ex, because she was like, me and that nigga was not compatible for real anyway. Like, y'all make a better fit. Like, I was just with him taking up time and space. Like, I wanted something to do. The sex wasn't all that great. Like, she's not mad about it at all. And baby, Rome come in there and he turned our friend every which way but loose. But he also shows her, he personifies, like, if he wanted to, he would. If a man really wanted to spend time with you, if he really wanted to get to know you, if he really wanted to connect with you on a deeper level, he will go out of his way to do so. You need to read this. It's fast-paced. It's a small one. It's a quick read, but it's spicy, okay? And I think it's safe for me to say that Rome was my, like, first book boyfriend. He was the first one that I was like, oh, I see why the girls are in a tizzy. I want him for myself. I want him for myself. Next, we have another one that is spicy. This one leans a little bit more towards women's fiction, but it includes some of the characters from Bow Down, but it's also one of my favorites, Curvy Obsessions by Masterpiece. This one is for my girls and guys that like kind of like mystery, fast-paced, true crime adjacent type stories. Both the female main character and the male main character have some trauma that they are both trying to sort out, and they find each other and are able to heal together. And while they do that, they have some very spicy, very intense hunching. They be hunching real hard in this one. Masterpiece does a very good job at giving you spice, but also giving you good plot. And I think a lot of the girls don't do that anymore. A lot of the girls think, oh, all y'all want is the hunching. And I mean, sometimes you do just want to get lost in a book about two people hunching real hard. But some of the rest of us like a plot and a storyline. Like, we want an actual story, and Masterpiece does that very, very well. So Curvy Obsessions, this is definitely one of my favorites. Next, I don't have physical copies for these. I actually read these on my Kindle. So we have The Best Is Yet to Come. This is by K. Shanae. This is so good. So this is from the Come series. You guys may remember me talking about some of the other ones, like Come and Fall in Love, Come With Me, Come Again. I read all three of those last year, so I had to read this one. This tells the story of a very handsome, financially secure Black man who is single and happens to run into someone that he knows from his like mutual group of friends. This particular woman is recently divorced, and they have this very intense, I don't even want to call it a one night stand. Let's say it was like a one weekend stand. It was very, very intense. And although they live in the same city, because she's recently divorced, she's trying to figure some things out, and so on and so forth. Maybe they run into each other back home. Maybe they decide they can't live without each other. Maybe some things happen. Some conversations have to be had. K. Shanae, girl, mama, okay? Like, girl, the books they be booking, okay? Then we have this one. I would like to consider it more contemporary romance. This is Black Magic from the Black Diamond series by Camille. There's nothing more that I love than a Black millionaire. Okay, he tall, he usually dark skinned, okay, he got all this money, his business is his own, whatever. They meet, he She is his best friend's younger sister, and his best friend asked him, can you go get my sister from the airport? She's moving to town, like she's gonna be moving in with me. And baby, he see his best friend's sister and he like, God damn, baby fine as hell. Okay, she thick in all the right places. I like to put my mouth on her. And then he realized, oh, that's my best friend's sister. I can't look at her that way. She may or may not be thinking the same thing. Okay, she may or may not be like, if you don't tell, I won't tell. But there's a secret. Somebody is a spy. That's all I'm gonna tell you. It's so good. And again, I love, not just in romance, in all genres, I love when genres bend. I love when you think you're just getting one thing and then you get something else. And like I said, it's a series. It's 5 books in the series. You should read it if you haven't already. Camille, excuse me, is a phenomenal author. Last but certainly not least, we have one of my favorite books by this author, Real by Kennedy Ryan. Now, before I get into this, you guys know that I love subscription boxes, and I am an ambassador for one of my favorite subscription boxes, Cover Snob Book Box. Look at this. Isn't it beautiful? Cover Snob is a bi-monthly book subscription focusing on romance by Black and brown authors of color. Every other month you get a new romance novel. It comes with a signature plate that you can stick. This is a sticker. I just put them in the front of all of my books. It also comes with a it comes with a bookmark. I was about to say it comes with a paperback. No, it comes with a bookmark. I can talk, I promise. And it is such a good subscription box. I have been introduced to so many different authors that I would not have found on my own. So if you know someone, especially since it's Valentine's Day, if you know someone and you want to give them a little gift, maybe a little last minute situation, I would say gift them a Cover Snob subscription. It'll be totally worth it. And I mean, maybe you'll benefit from what she's reading in the romance novels. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, use my code Shelby Monet if you are going to be purchasing from Cover Snob. And now let's get into what Real is about. Real is a story of Neva Saint, who is an understudy of this play, and she gets to play the lead because the lead is sick, and there is a man there who is casting for his latest film that he's working on. Long story short, they end up working together. He picks her. It's her first film. She is thoroughly enjoying this experience. They may or may not fall in love. There's a bunch of twists and turns. What I love about this book is how detailed Kennedy Ryan goes into the movie that she will, like the role that she's playing in the movie she gets casted for. So it is of a singer, a fictional singer, and we get bits and pieces throughout the book of the different scenes that they are working on. I would say you should immersively read this one. You should listen to the audiobook and read the book at the same time. It's a phenomenal experience. Also, true to Kennedy Ryan, there are some serious conversations in here about health and how to navigate certain health things while you are in a relationship. I think Kennedy Ryan does a really good job, I can talk, with covering those topics, those real topics, while still giving us spice, while still staying true to romance. And it's just phenomenal. I love this book. It's one of my favorite. I actually have multiple copies. So I have this copy from Cover Snob, which will be on display. I have the paperback version of the traditionally published copy of this, and I have the independently published copy of it also as well, because I absolutely love this book. And I have a copy of the audiobook. The last thing that I need is like an ebook so that I have them all. But let me know in the comments if you will be signing up for Cover Snob, or if you've read Real yet. If no one told you today, I love you, you're kind, you are smart, you are important, if to no one else, to me. Bye, friends.